I'm Kaylin Rothaus, and that's me and my first building project, and my first power lunch. For as long as I can remember, I've wanted to be a designer. And now here I am, creating functional and fabulous spaces. This is my client, Mark Alfieri, founder and chairman of Brandstar. And that's Carmen, his executive vice president of operations. They've asked me to take this building and turn it into a modern and efficient workspace.
So this week on Office Spaces, I have an entire mess of cabling to sort out. I have low voltage, high voltage, fiber, Cat6, I don't know, a whole bunch of mess of cabling. And it's really important that all these different cables connect to our technology.
To make this new building work, it's going to require a high level of technology. To ensure this complex, low-voltage wiring is safely and correctly installed in the new building, I've asked John Kolodny and Wiring.com to come aboard.
Wiring.com is a national technology contractor specialized in higher-end technology projects. We have 4 separate divisions that all work together on our project. We have an electrical contracting division that can do anything from a whole building generator to an electrical receptacle on the wall. We have a lighting division with our own in-house lighting designers and photometric engineers, so we can package together things such as an LED retrofit system that basically pays for itself with no upfront capital outlay by the building owner. And we call it cash flow neutral so that there's no additional monthly expense for it. In addition to that, we have a data division which does both copper and fiber optic cabling in addition to IT room build-outs. Our last division is our wireless division, where we specialize in high-end Wi-Fi projects such as in healthcare, universities, and commercial buildings. So at Wiring.com, our slogan is anywhere, anywire, and we truly mean that. We're a true national company that will service anything from a single cable to thousands of cables.
Wiring.com, one of the first contractors to arrive on the job site, and probably one of the last to leave at the end, is handling all of the complex wiring for the building. All the high-tech equipment that will be installed requires miles and miles of wiring.
So from the very early stages of the project, we were in communications with all the different vendors involved in the projects. We compiled the specifications and the needs of each vendor, and then we figured out how it was actually going to go into the building, how everything was going to get interconnected, how the wires are going to be ran. Sometimes wires are ran overhead, sometimes they're ran in the floor, sometimes they're ran up the walls. So we needed to have a complete picture of all the technology, everything from the building management systems, the HVAC controllers, the monitors on the wall, the microphones in the conference room for telepresence. We needed to have a complete picture of the entire jigsaw puzzle first while we're still working in pencil, not in concrete. So at that point, we can make any changes along the way that didn't impact schedule or financial aspects of the project.
And this is only one small part of what Wiring.com offers in preparing this building for all the technology that will be installed.
One of the things we were able to work with the design team at Brandstar was breaking it up into a construction design phase versus the customer design phase. Sometimes things get out of order. Sometimes the customer looks at the blueprints and then they see that they've missed a lot of things. What we try to do is a needs analysis with the customer first. And we go through a complete process that looks at all the different systems that go into the building.
Their IT room, I believe, is like right about here.
It's here. The server room?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
Usually IT group is the last one when it comes down to space planning. Usually we lay out the blueprint, they find a janitor's closet, and they take the word janitor and they cross out a couple letters and they change that to the IT room from the janitor's closet. So we're very condensed on space when it comes to really figuring out how to get all the IT equipment into the IT room. From the very beginning, we're not only talking about how much rack space the equipment takes, we're also taking a look at UPS power. What's the power requirements of the room? What's the heat loading of the equipment? We want to make sure that as you add and grow, you have the space to do that. From there, we started to take a look at different things as far as managing the intelligence of the building. We're creating here a very interconnected building where there's many different devices and systems that communicate with each other. There needs to be a management system for that automation process. So we were taking a look at how that management system was going to work and be maintained by the people that are working inside of the building here. Well, from there, we started taking a look at things such as lighting. How do we create a better work environment? So we're looking at different facets of using the lighting to create the better work environment. There's so many choices now of LED lighting systems. So we have better clarity of lighting, better color of lighting, more options of the lighting. Tied in with occupancy sensors, daylight harvesting to give us the ability to turn lights off or dim them when you're getting great daylight coming through the windows. Really creates great energy savings for the project.
And this is only one small part of what Wiring.com offers in preparing this building for all the technology that will be installed.
So on this project, since we'll be building a new building, also connecting to an existing building, we're going to have to drill into the existing building for what we call the conduit bank to be able to connect the two buildings for the fiber optic cables and other cables that connect it to. Since we can't see into the building with our eyes, we use something called ground penetrating radar. That gives us the ability to look inside the walls for existing pipes and wires before we drill into it. So we'll be putting in very high-end single mode fiber optic cable that requires specialized fusion splicing equipment to correctly put the ends onto that cable. As with any project, we want to make sure when the IT department plugs the equipment into the data faceplates on the wall that everything is working properly, they have no issues. We go through ahead of time with a T3 cable tester and verify the cabling is correct, also that it gets connected to the network and is operational. One of the newer technologies that we're now encountering is all the major cell phone carriers are enabling what we call Wi-Fi calling. That gives the ability for the user to use their own cell phone number in a building that previously didn't have a good cell signal to be able to use in order to make and receive phone calls. The Wi-Fi has to have what we call good quality of service in order to ensure that those calls go through correctly. So in this project, there was a heavy emphasis on technology that was really concentrated in the conference rooms and the boardroom. And the project turned out to be such a wonderful success because the owners got everything they wanted. Simplified technology, one-touch controller, smartphone applications, integration of all the different systems in the building. As our motto says, anywhere, anywhere, meaning any commercial project, anything to do with the wire, Wiring.com is the company that can do it.